What's up, everybody? It's the after show, but later. It's your boy D, joined by El Cucuy, as always, episode number 83. And we have a lot planned for you today. Everything from, let me see, people not knowing what a fucking government write-off is, all the way to their free Twitch Friday. El Cucuy, should we bring Baseline Trey in and get this shit started?
Slap that shit, Baseline Trey.
All right, Baseline Trey, let's go.
On the road to the riches, cause it's all about the paper. Now buckle up your seats and prepare for the journey. Let the music ease your soul, grab a spliff and start burning. Relax with us and take a trip to the heavens. And come and spend a day in the 757.
Happy birthday to Luis and to Spot.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Spot and Luis.
What up, everybody? Episode number 83 of the after show, but later. I'm D, Daniel Javier Fitz, DZF baby, whatever you want to call me. And I'm joined today again by El Cucuy. Not even joined, the other half of the after show, but later. El Cucuy, what's going on, man?
Not much, bro. How was your week?
Good. You know, we had I listened throughout the week and I really didn't take a whole lot of notes and stuff. I was just kind of listening. And then before we started recording, actually last night and then this morning, I just fucking powered through all the episodes, and I think I have some good shit where some shit fired me up, some shit fired me down, you know. So I think overall it was a good week where we have a lot of shit to hit up today. So
yeah, I'm still adjusting, man. I got a new little work area at work, so I get about the first hour in, and then people start showing up, and then I'm just getting hella distracted. So yeah, hopefully in the next couple of weeks I can settle into my little mode where you know I can listen uninterrupted. But right now it's hard, man. It's hard. So I'm doing the same thing. I'm on my drive home, trying to catch up, listen to replays. But you know they're bringing it. They're bringing it right now. I think they're at an all-time peak.
Yeah, man. I think right now the shows they've been, I don't know, they've been fucking dope to where they've settled into Spot's Kitchen, you know, and I guess in the next few weeks they're actually going to be in the studio full-fledged. I know on one of the Behind the Velvet Ropes, Rich was asking the listeners, he was like, right now they have it like all the equipment to actually do it is 100%. So the computer's in, the new cameras are in, everything's cool. But Rich was asking, should we like do this shit without, you know, the backdrops that we want and, you know, the studio 100%? But I think, fuck no, dog. I think we've waited this long. They have to come full fucking 100%, have that shit 100% before you go and into the studio. Because I think if they do this shit half-assed and they kind of ease their way into it, it's just going to be a turnoff. I think, you know, not really a turnoff, but it's not going to make the bang that it needs to, and or you know that we've all been waiting for, because we're all stoked to see the new studio, you know. So I think for us to see it half-assed, like, oh yeah, this is the room we're in, but oh, you know, next week we're gonna have a fucking, over here we're gonna have, you know, a fucking picture of Bill Clinton, and over here we're gonna, or whatever the fuck, you know. And I think for it just to be like, boom, we're in the studio, this is it, fucking let's go. I think fucking
Mike 525, let's go, or let's go.
We're gonna say let's go. So I think definitely, yeah, man. I think they have to go 100%. Fucking wait till that shit's 100%. Even if it takes 2 or 3, 4 more weeks, another month. Fuck it, go 100%. Have that shit dope, and then just launch. You know what I'm saying? I don't think, you know, kind of rolling into it is the way to go.
Yeah, the only thing I would, if I was Covino and Rich, I'd be anxious to get out of Spot's Kitchen. I agree with you for a quality of product perspective for sure. However, man, I heard that shit Spot said about giving them day old coffee and calling it cold brew because he stuck it in the fridge. Come on, man. Like, I've done that for myself, but it takes a certain type of individual to feed leftover day old coffee to your guests. I'm just saying, he can look at it any way they want. Are they two bobos? Yeah, I'm sure. But at the same, and is it a pain in his ass to have them there every day? Sure it is. However, I also heard that they created a Covino and Rich LLC with Spot in it. So now he's actually a partner. That ain't the way you treat your partners, man. That ain't the way you treat your partners, because what's fair is fair. What's good enough for you, Spotty Spot, should be good enough for your guests. And If you're not drinking that day old coffee, you sure is. I don't know, man. Like, again, I've done it. I definitely have left coffee and put it in ice and in a cup into the fridge and slammed it the next morning before work. But I would never, ever, ever. Coffee's too cheap, bro. You can get coffee at the supermarket for like, I don't know, less than $10 a pound for good coffee. So
Mm-hmm.
what is that? Fucking 50 cents a pot? Really, bro?
Damn.
You got guests over and you're doing a national radio show and you're not wanting to spend 50 cents on a fresh pot of coffee?
Less than,
Do we got to do a raffle for that? Do we got, I mean, I know we've done some raffles on the show, but Spotty, do we got to do a raffle so Covino and Rich can have good coffee every morning? I mean, is that what we got to do?
hey, you know what though? In Spot's defense, Rich did fucking dig it. So Rich
He
loved it.
did.
He loved that day old coffee, you know.
He did. But I mean, he's there, you know, and then I guess too, like you're West Coasting. Why not get some Pete's? Why not go get, you know, some of that gourmet shit that we got out here? Like, you're on the West Coast, be a yuppie for a minute. You're in LA. You know what I'm saying? Get some good coffee.
Yeah.
Good coffee equals good vibes. Although they've been
And you know
killing
what? I'm not much of a coffee drinker. So to me, it's kind of like I've had day old coffee from the like that was in the refrigerator or
it.
whatever.
The donut shop.
And fucking it's just like whatever. It's like fucking coffee is coffee to me. And because dog, I'm always like as fucking fat as I am, I'm always like, you know, I'm either like on a fucking health kick where I'm like trying to fucking go 100%. So I'll drink the coffee black, right? So it'll be black.
Right. No, I do that too. Yeah, I do.
Or if I'm like, you know what, fuck it. You know, I get into one of these moods where I'm like, I'm gonna be fat forever. I'm gonna fucking die. I'm gonna need 2 caskets. You know, I start getting all this shit, and then I'm thinking like, fuck it. Then I make my coffee like.
did you just say 2 caskets, bro?
I I don't know, dog. I think of there was an episode of Home Improvement where Al had his mom die and they'd always make jokes about her being fucking huge. And I remember like for her casket, it was like fucking gigantic. And that was like part of the joke too. I'm like, if I die like that, fucking just cremate my ass. Cause you know, fucking, I ain't trying to have everybody be like, that's one of my biggest fears is to die and people just stand over my casket going, he never did manage to fucking get a hold of fucking his food, huh?
Hey, you mean you don't want to die being buried in a Cadillac on triple gold Dayton's?
Nah.
Okay.
I think yeah, I think that would be my thing is to just have people. I told my sister, I was like, I think I've mentioned this on the show before. There's 2 things that I need to get fixed before I die. I was like, I'm not trying to die with crooked teeth, which I've taken care of. I was like, and I'm not trying to die fat, which I'm fucking inching away at. So yeah, man, I don't even, how do we even get onto that fucking, I don't know, Doug. We're fucking like 3 minutes into the show and I'm already fucking on a ADD tangent where I don't even know where the fuck we were. Spots coffee.
It's the coffee. This coffee.
Oh yeah. No, so it's I will either drink it black, or I'll make it fucking sweet as fuck to where it can't even be called coffee, you know? So
that's a B. Riles special. B. Riles, he's been a hefty man his life, and he always, whenever he did something extreme, where
hefty,
it's like
very nice.
Yeah, where he did something extreme and shit, he would always call it FBD, and that was short for Fat Boy Deluxe.
Yeah.
That's when you get the extras and you're doing way too much. You ain't just getting the hot fudge sundae. You're getting everything on top of it and the strawberry sauce and banana split shit. And
did you hit a sound on purpose or what was that?
No, that was my calendar. But I didn't know. Oh, okay. Yeah, that was kind of crazy because I could hear it in one ear but not the other, but it makes sense. I thought the chief was kicking in, but no, that makes sense. That adds up.
Hey, you know what I've been doing for the last, like, let me see, roughly since Monday is I'm not intermittent fasting. I just need to say that because Luis called me out on it the other day where
what up, Luis?
I was like, this motherfucker. All right. So I hit him up on Tuesday, right? And I told him I hadn't eaten in probably 23 hours, 23 roughly. And so I had told him like I was gonna start like intermittent fasting. Well, I told him, hey, I'm intermittent fasting. I haven't eaten in 23 hours. And he's like, bro, he was like, and we're back. This time it's D, not El Cucuy, that is having the issues. My fucking memory card just filled up and That's what I get for not fucking bringing my 128 gig. So anyway, like I was saying before the break, you know what? We should throw a commercial in there. I actually am. I'm gonna throw a commercial. Doug, my sister, she sells fucking pure romance shit, like all that fucking. Do you know what that is?
No.
It's all that horse shit, you know, like where they sell like dildos
She
and
sells
fucking...
horse shit. Oh, I think she said horse shit.
no, like where they like dildos and creams and shit.
Like the remote ticklers, bro. When you can get the remote and you just be in public, but and hit the fucking button.
yeah, exactly. So I'll throw a little commercial in between that.
I'd be down to play that game. I just got to have the remote and not be on the other end of that.
Oh, that's fucking funny. But yeah, so let me get back to
Rich would probably want to be on the other end of that.
Of course, Doug. He's fucking Rich Givas. Oh wait,
can we say that these days?
Can we say that these days? I don't think we can.
We're gonna see what happens. Well, we'll apologize now. If that offends you, we apologize.
But anyway, so all right, so I had told Luis on Tuesday that I was intermittent fasting, and he's like, bro, he was like, you can't call it intermittent fasting when you fucking have done it one time, right? And I was like, all right, fair point. I was like, fair point. So I was like, I've fasted for 20 some odd hours, and actually, Doug, I'm not even calling it like a fast. It's just I've been because I'm still drinking like my fucking right here, like my 7-Up Zero and shit, right? So that automatically breaks your fast, right? But I've been doing one meal a day. So just after, so I haven't. What I'll do is I'll just eat after work. And Doug,
is fasting related to a number 3?
No, actually, I haven't taken a number 3 since I've been doing this calorie reduction shit. So
yeah, because that works for weight loss too. When you take a mean number 3, you're guaranteed to shed a couple of them.
I haven't done one in close to a week now. So yeah, man, I freaking I've been doing that one meal after work, and I get out of work at 6. I'm home about 6:30. So I'm usually eating my one meal around 7 p.m. these days. And it's been easy as fuck. I didn't think it was gonna be easy, but it's been fucking easy.
I've done that.
Really?
I've done that. Yeah, I shook about 40 or 50 pounds one time in like 2009. And that was what I did. My thing was the same like we were talking about earlier with the black coffee. I would also do that with iced tea. So I didn't eat all damn day. No snacks, no nothing. And my
not Ice Cube, just iced tea.
Well, with Ice Cube playing in the background.
Do you remember when they had Ice Cube on the phone? I mean, on the phone. They had Ice Cube on the show.
And Rich called him fucking Ice Tea?
Yeah, he's like, do you know who the fuck you're talking about? Or talking to?
Yeah. Hey, that's Dickie Davis. Ice Tea.
Oh, man.
But you know what, though?
No, go ahead. What's up?
But I did the same thing. So back when I shed those pounds too, my little routine was I didn't want to waste no calories. So they say that if you're trying to lose weight, you're 2,000 or less, or 1,500 or less, or if you're extreme, you're at 1,000 or less. So what I would do is just like you said, and I didn't wait till 7. I was a little earlier. I'd probably wait till about 5, 6 at the latest. And then that way I wouldn't drink no soda. So I didn't add, 800 calories from your fucking triple extra large big gulp. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People don't realize you start going like super gulp or bigger. That's the equivalent of a Big Mac in calories.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Iced tea, just like black coffee, there's no calories if you don't add sugar. So anyways, long story short, I would just drink iced tea, and I would save all of my meals for the one meal, kind of like you mentioned before. And I would grub. And then what I would do is wait about 30 minutes. And then I would go to the gym, 30 minutes, maybe to an hour for my food to settle. Every night I would go to the gym. I would ride 5 to 7 miles on the exercise bike. I would go sit in the sauna for about 20, 30 minutes. And that's it. And I didn't have to change anything that I ate. I just had to do what you were talking about. And I did a little bit of, 20 minutes, 30 minutes on the bike, 20, 30 minutes in the sauna, total of an hour at the gym. And I lost like 40 pounds in probably like 2 months.
Oh, really? Damn. Yep. Well, we'll see, Doug. We'll see. Right now we're on episode 83. We do this once a week. So let me see, 93, 103. That would be 20 episodes. Would be how many months? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. 5 months. Okay, cool. So 5 months from now.
Are you counting on your fingers, bro?
I did. Fucking, you saw that or what?
Yeah, I did. That's great.
Dog, that's what a fucking graduate
1,
degree in
2,
education
3.
will give you.
That's
Yeah, I was like
awesome.
4, 8, 12, 6. Okay, cool.
Mike
But yeah, man.
525 4, 8, 12.
Speaking of Mike 525, he was actually in the Free Twitch Friday this week. So that
Yeah,
was
he
dope.
was.
He's a fucking regular now. I'll dare to say I think Mike 525 is a Carl.
He's a Carl. And you know what's great about that is I'm more team Mike 25 now too, because that proves that his top 5 countdown of best podcast coming in at number 1. We got Covino and Rich. That means that was legitimate. So I mean the
like
rest
that
of his
they
top
put me in
fives,
the intro.
and they got a good show. But so now I think that he really does. All his ice cream top 5's got to be correct. All of his best cereal top 5's got to be correct. Shit.
Dog, could you imagine? Think about this shit. So think about like how we've been listening for fucking 10 plus years, right?
Mhm.
And like I've been listening for 9 years, a little over 9 years. So since I was, let me see, I'm 33. So since I was like 24, I guess. So it'd be crazy if like 10 years from now, Mike 525, like say he's not Mike 525 anymore, and he's just Mike from fucking, Jersey or whatever.
You think
And
he'll
he's
ever get
like,
famous enough like Jordan, where we just know him as Mike?
Mike, I don't know, but can you imagine?
I'm rooting for you,
like,
kid.
think about how many like years from now, 5-10 years from now, where it's just Mike from Jersey, and he was like, he's just a Covino and Rich listener, like, hey guys, remember that time when I had that thing on Twitch and on TikTok? And we're like, fuck, remember TikTok? That thing, that was a fucking huge thing.
I know this, and our show will still be going at that time, so that's we'll just play clips.
We'll be on episode 3000.
Yeah, episode 3000.
Yeah, and episode 3000. Oh, you know what? Speaking of 1,000, Doug, one of the funniest shits this week was, did you hear Covino doing his Bee Gees impressions?
I did. I saw it on IG.
Oh yeah,
I saw the little clip.
Doug, to me, what made me laugh about that is I grew up. I had a conversation. I was looking at it. I had a conversation actually after I watched the Bee Gees doc. I had a conversation with Soupy about it, right. And I grew up a huge Bee Gees fan because of my dad. And I think I mentioned last episode, my dad was born in Mexico, grew up, till he was like 12 in Mexico, and he comes over to the United States and he becomes like a Beatles fan. He loves the Beatles, the Bee Gees, like Chicago and Kansas and all these bands where you're like, how does some dude that doesn't even know English like dig these bands, right? So right. I grew up loving those bands and shit, because when Covino was like doing his Barry Gibb impression, it was like something that I feel like everybody does, and whether you'd like to admit it or not, if you ever hear like, well, you can tell, you hear that, like everybody's just like, you're in your car driving and fucking more than a woman, comes up. Right. You're just like, what the fuck is calling me? Oh, so you hear that and you just,
are you sure it's not Mauser chiming in on the show?
Yeah, Mauser was calling me. Mauser and Cincy says,
and Mercer and Wes in Vegas.
Are all the names that we constantly hear?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Not hey. Yeah. You and I think we're having a conversation about it this week. Where was it this week where you texted me and you were like, "Fucking Rich can't even say the whole name."
No, he can't. He can't. I heard it.
The after show. He said.
I think he was reading a comment from the chat, and he just said after show. It's like, come on, bro.
You know what's funny is that
I gave his Dickie Doodle Dandies love last week. Can we get a butt later? Is that too much to ask?
That used to be one of the things that would make me laugh on, not that, but the point I'm about to go into. The thing that used to make me laugh on like the text message would be, I would text them, or, people would say shit like on the Carl page or something, but is that I don't think Rich was the only culprit. I think Covino and Spot did this as well or whatever, but when they were reading feedback, they would take the text and like basically not even like paraphrase it. They would take one or two things from it and then add a whole bunch of shit to it. So I noticed Rich doing that this week with the in-show chat. Somebody said,
really?
Yeah, like there was a point. I think there was one time where I had commented on the chat, like, yeah, I dig it, or I would be down or some shit.
Uh-huh.
And Rich was like, yeah, look at this. Somebody says, yeah, Dickie, I'm with you 100%. I would completely be down for this. And I was like, okay, I know he's on the radio and he's, you know, punching it up a little bit, but it just makes me laugh when I'm like, wait, hold on. I didn't say all that shit, you know. I said I dig it. And he's like,
Well,
no, Rich, I'm 100% with you. Fucking, you're the greatest dude alive. I'm like, did we say any of that? I don't think we said any of that.
well, not only that, why don't you just pick a comment that says that? There's plenty of them out there. Like, why pick one and manipulate it? Why not just pick one that suits your argument and say that comment? I don't
Yeah.
get it.
It's funny because yeah, I've noticed that a lot recently, and I don't know, it's just when I'm in the chat fucking bullshitting with people. Oh, speaking
Yeah.
of people that listen and are very active in the chat, fucking I gotta give a shout out to Crystal Bray, because now she's in
Oh yeah.
Arizona, right? So now she's in Arizona, and last night she had sent me this video or tagged me in a video
Or
or
is
something.
it Bearizona because she was following that bear?
Did oh yeah, you seen that too, huh?
Yeah.
Oh my, what the fuck is that about?
I don't know.
I don't either. When I saw that shit, dog, there was like I guess it's like an actual thing because she tagged like the bear in it. So
Uh-huh.
I went to like the bear's Instagram or some shit, and that dude's like fucking, I think all over the United States, if I'm not mistaken. And I was like, what? I don't even know what the fuck that is.
I think he's walking from I don't know. I think he's walking from Cali to somewhere.
I hope there's fucking air conditioning in that suit.
And water. He better have he better have one of them hydration tubes just walking with it.
Yeah, because
Right?
dog, I was just like, fuck, man. I remember my dad used to be a car salesman, and they would have these dudes dress up in those kind of suits, but they were like air conditioned, you know, so they could be out there all fucking day in the middle of the summer.
Well, and that's the thing. Chuck E. Cheese is never in a good mood, and he's inside. So I could imagine what this dude's want to take pictures in the Arizona desert. That's wild. But
You know what?
I guess he's doing it for a cause. And hey, much props to him.
So the mascot that we have for the college that I work for is like a gigantic bull, right? And the suit, whenever somebody has to wear it for an event, and because we don't have like a designated person that will be in the suit, whenever people have to get in it, like we'll have like work studies or part-timers get into it and like go do an event. Everybody's like, fuck, because it smells like shit, dog, because there's no air conditioning in it. It's just an old school mascot suit. So you put on you're putting on the all the shit, like they put on the gigantic pants and the fucking big ass suit, you know, and that's funky enough. But then when they put the head on,
I'd have to spray that motherfucker, spray the whole inside of it with that bowling shoe spray. You know how they sprayed the bowling shoes?
Doug,
you better spray that whole suit.
You could do that, and this shit will never smell good. It is fucking terrible. So you see, whenever somebody's getting into the suit and they're about to put the head on, they're like, they like throw up a little bit in their mouth.
Hey, I know one time at Save Mart when I worked at the Kingsburg one, they had like an old ass rabbit suit, and I guess for the kids in that community, they would have like Easter Bunny time, like on a day, and they a couple hours with the Easter Bunny, and all these little Kingsburg kids' moms would bring them, oh, the Easter Bunny, and I remember when I was there, they tried to get me to do it, and I said, you are oucho, and they're like, oucho. I go, you out your mind. I am not getting that nasty ass suit. You're out your mind. I am not getting that nasty ass suit. They're like, not even for the kids. I'm like, hell no. We're going to get one of you to do it. Since you guys want to do it for the kids, and there's about 6 of you trying to talk me into it, I'm sure I can get one of the 6 of you to do it if you're that passionate, right? Because I don't live here and them ain't my kids. So I hate to be a dick, but how does a bunny have to do with Jesus rising from the dead to begin with? I'm not going to spoil the fun, but you're not getting me in that damn bunny suit. No thing. I think it was musky, smell like feet, smell like Badussy. I don't know.
Oh, you know what's funny is that you said the Easter Bunny. Again, I'm gonna take it back to my King of Queens that I've done every show since me and Johnny used to do it. I have at least one King of Queens reference. But when you said the Easter Bunny, it was funny because there's an episode where Kevin James and Leah Remini start going back to church, right? So I think everybody has that in their life, at least growing up. For me, it was like,
is that before she snitched on the whole church and had fucking documentaries on how they're crooked, or after?
yeah. This is actually before, and
Okay.
well, in the show, I guess they're Catholic, right? So they're going to church or whatever, and Arthur, which is Jerry Stiller, he makes fun of them, and he's like, because they're starting to go back to church, and he's like, say hello to the Easter Bunny for me, and it's so fucking true, because it's like, what the fuck does the Easter Bunny have to do with fucking Jesus? You know? I don't
Meanwhile,
get it.
one of the 10 commandments is thou shalt not lie. But you know what? On this one, we're just gonna look the other way.
Yeah, thou shalt not lie, and they have a fucking bunny over here giving you. Oh, you know what? Actually, that's
And it says, hey, and it says don't worship false idols. And then you can't tell me that bunny passing out candy to the kids ain't some kind of something that they look forward to. Just
damn.
saying.
You're coming with the fucking them hitters today, huh?
The heatro. I'm just
You're
saying.
bringing the fucking heat. Fuck, man. You're coming up with the outro.
I'm glad. I'm glad I got my AC service last week.
Oh man. No, you know what though? I actually, when it comes to Easter, it's fucking July, and let's talk about Easter, because why the fuck not, right? But
Yeah.
did you grow up? I know Covino and Rich have mentioned this, and me, it was never part of my fucking it was never part of my fucking growing up. But they talk about when Easter came, like they got presents and shit for Easter. Did you ever get presents for Easter?
No, I got candy.
Yeah, me too.
I got
There was
candy.
like
No,
you'd get like a
no.
basket or some shit that had like some candies in it and shit, and then you would go like on your egg hunt and shit. But if I'm not mistaken, both of these motherfuckers, or all three of them, if I'm not mistaken, sorry, Miguel, I think have mentioned that they would get presents, like actual gifts for Easter.
Yeah. No, you know what? Up until about the 5th grade, we kind of struggled. You know, my parents didn't make a lot of scratch yet.
That's
And
what I'm
so
saying.
if I would have went up to my mom and said, "Hey, where's my present for Easter?" She'd be like, "Yeah, the present was I made rent. I
Yeah.
was able to pay the house payment this month.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, we barely
You ain't
got
got to
presents.
move. That's the present. You ain't got to move."
We barely got presents for shit like our birthday. What the fuck are you talking about? Easter, you know?
Yeah, no, and
I don't.
yeah, speaking even that, like even these kids nowadays. When I was a kid, I would maybe have one thing I wanted to tell your parents and hope that they get it, right?
Yeah.
Hey, tell me these kids don't turn in lists. They got like 9 things to choose from, bro. They turn in like lists nowadays. I'm gonna send you a text and it's in formatted and it's college format.
By category.
Yeah, it's color coded from
No. All
priority
right.
to
So
least.
I've come up with a solution for my daughter because she's 5, right?
Uh-huh.
So every time she's on fucking like YouTube and shit, they have commercials and they're like, oh, get this LOL surprise bullshit, whatever the fuck. And then it's at Walmart, it's like $40 or some bullshit, right?
Right.
Well, I've just she'll tell me, she'll be like, Daddy, can you get me this? And she'll show me the phone or her tablet or whatever she's on at the time. And I'll just say, yeah, I'll get it for you. She's like, all right, cool. She goes back to fucking watching her video or whatever. So I just every time, because I'm like, we get her so much shit, and that's a downfall on my part as a parent, is I fucking spoil the shit out of her. But it's funny because everything she'll ask me for, I'm like, for me, when I was a kid, I knew not to even ask. You know, I was like, fuck that. I was like, if it's not Christmas or your birthday, you better be you better be ready to get your ass beat if you're gonna fucking ask for something that you better be ready to get your ass beat if you're gonna ask for a Happy Meal. You know what I'm saying? And so it's funny because my daughter will ask me and everything. She's like, Daddy, can you get me this lolly loopsy, whatever the fuck? And I'm like, yeah, I'll get you 2 of them. I even started telling her that.
Right.
She's like, for real? I'm like, yeah, all right.
And you know what's crazy is I was a different kind of kid. Like, I don't know, man. I never asked as a kid. I think, like I said, when we were struggling, it was the same thing. I would have got looked at sideways and I wasn't getting shit, you know. But I remember one time we took when they finally started making a little bit of scratch in about 8th grade, we took a little tour bus trip to Mexico, right? Where it was all in a little inclusive package, like $300. The family goes in this tour bus and whatever. And I remember, this is the hustler I was. So I'm watching these little kids in TJ and they're selling Chick-fil-A for 25 cents. Meanwhile, you could buy the box for $2 and it had like 24, 36 of them in it. So my mom reminded me the other day, man, I had totally forgot about this, but she reminded me the other day that part of that little tour bus, it stopped at a Denny's in TJ. So we go inside and we eat and whatnot. And I take off before my parents are done. And she comes outside and I'm right there with them selling fucking Chick-fil-A because I went and bought a box for $2 and shit. And I was undercutting them. So I was like, okay, well, 25 cents times 24. I don't need like $8 or whatever it comes out to. Shit, I'm just trying to make a couple bucks. So if I could turn 2 into 5, I'm happy. I don't need the whole 8. So I don't remember exactly the numbers, but I remember I was like doing like 6 for $1 or something. And my mom walked outside.
Hey, you know what? Did you see? I don't know if Covino and Rich. I'm trying to find the video real quick. Did you see that video of, was it DaBaby or somebody who had these fucking little dudes trying to like hustle him? Oh fuck, let me see real quick. So DaBaby, fuck it just reminded me because you said you fucking would take this box for like $2, right? And then sell like a gang, sell them, whatever. Well, DaBaby fucking Doug, and I sound so fucking old saying DaBaby. DaBaby. So he fucking, I guess he was like on his tour bus or something.
Was he in one of Mike's top 5 worst rappers?
No.
What about the best rappers?
Do you even know of any fucking DaBaby songs?
No,
I don't either. Fuck.
I do not. I hate to sound like the old cat, and it's not. The music sounds great, and the beats are awesome. I love some of the production, but this new shit when they're wearing purses and neck chokes and oh man, I know I don't. Because at that point, I don't give a shit about what you got to say.
You mean you don't dig fucking Jaden Smith wearing a dress?
I mean, Jaden Smith can do whatever he likes, and God bless him. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't make me want to pick up his album.
Let me see.
I don't even listen to Big Willie style no more. I mean, even Will, I don't think even his pops. I mean, the when Parents Just Don't Understand came out, that was the jam, and Summertime was cool. But I'm good on all them.
I think. Let me see. I don't know if Covino and Rich actually talked about this story, but if they didn't, here it is. Let me see. Kids selling candy to finesse DaBaby.
He teaches them a lesson?
Yeah, let me see. So this motherfucker. Let me see. Can you hear the audio?
Yep.
Let's see.
Baby, you got me. You just trying to raise some donation.
Yeah, we got that. Skittles. What you want for the box?
200.
100.
Yeah, 200. I mean,
what
like
you
400
charge
every
for?
day.
What you charge for?
One for $2. I mean, like 400 every
$2,
day.
so add this up. How that's 200?
I make 400 every day off donation.
How much you want for your box? These niggas.
Nah, that shit, I make 400 work too.
You made 400 off that?
Yeah, off that
and
shit.
you sell them for $2?
Yeah, and I got for $25.
So let's count it. Let's count it.
It's 34 times.
Exactly. What's 34 times 2, my boy? It ain't 200.
That's 2.
It ain't 2 nothing. It ain't even $100.
Oh, yeah, that ain't $100, bro.
$68. What about you?
I'm making
2
times 2, bro.
See, y'all. See, look. See. You give me 1, 2. What, that $2 a piece? $1 each, guys. You gotta use your head, man. You trying to play, but I was gonna bless you anyway. You'd have got the 200. Now you got $2. Y'all be good. Look, they pissed.
I'll make you 200
got me
too.
fucked up.
200.
Man, this dollar niggas put my bankroll back in the bag. Look at it. Put my shit up.
Now
Got
he gives
me
them
fucked
$2.
up, I used to sell candy too. Nigga, I know how this shit go. Nigga, ask all the teachers. Nigga, I don't kill a candy.
It's a lesson though. It's a
Nigga, I
lesson.
know how this shit go, nigga.
Stop
Play
trying
with
to
me.
make $1 million.
These niggas trying to make up. These niggas trying to make 2.
See, and that's the thing. That's the point. But you know what, bro? You made the point right there. You made a good point by showing that video. See the difference in this generation versus the story I told? These cats are trying to.
They got me fucked up.
Well, check it out though. But that's what's fucked up with this generation. That's why I don't listen. That's why these kids are in trouble. Listen to the story I told you. I went and realized, okay, cool. I could do the same thing, make some money, and make just as much as these cats, because by cutting the price in half, I could make twice as much. So we're still making the same amount of money. I'm trying to hook people up and hook myself up. These cats are trying to rip people off. That don't work.
Dog, and that's fucked up. That's all right. So they see and see, okay, they see the baby come with this fucking gajillion dollars, right? And they're like, oh, we're gonna fucking, they should have known, like, he sees some dudes from the hood, he sees himself in them. You would think, hey, you know what, like not even consciously, maybe subconsciously, you think like, hey, that's cool, man, that we have a cool story, we're selling them for $2 to the baby, that's a cool story or whatever. But they're thinking, let's fucking hustle this dude, not even thinking like, hey, he might fucking he might bless us with his millions of dollars, and fucking he might throw us a fucking hundo just for one candy, right?
Look it, man. Check it out. And the thing is that's why I'm saying these kids nowadays, they got it twisted, because it's not about the one-time come up. You got to look about the long-term investment. And like you said, like if they would have made, good with this dude and they would have treated him right, maybe gained a little bit of his trust, and you gain, man, the job I got a great job. And the job I just got came out of, a friendship from a long time. And if we had did any shady shit to each other in that long ass friendship, this opportunity would not have been available. But because, the man knows that I'm about my word and integrity and I'm honest, and provide good leadership, that's how I got the opportunity. You cannot go for the quick come up. The quick come up, you might get it once in a while, but if you want to use a baseball reference, the other 9 out of 10 times you're going to strike out. And that one come up does not balance for those 9 strikeouts. You're better off just to take a little bit every time, build relationships and build something for the future. So you're always making something. These kids, they blew it. They had an opportunity with the baby and they blew it.
Yeah. I saw that shit, dog. And I was like, fuck. I was like, to me, I was like, that was just, I think the baby even said, you must got me fucked up. Like, because Doug, like these motherfuckers, like, see a dude with money and they automatically think, hey, let's hustle him. It's like, fuck, man, come on now. Like you said, you cut the price in half, you're fucking doubling your money right there. Right. You pay fucking $6 for the box, and you're gonna make $34 on the box or whatever the fuck, right? That's fucking a billion% fucking increase, and you're not happy with that. You're like, oh, there's the baby, I'm gonna fucking tell him we get $3,000 for this box. He's not fucking stupid.
Well, you know what? And I'm going to go a little bit Gary V on you. The thing is that it's about
guys. I love no. I love when people tell me no. I love no.
Gary V told me, but in reality, the best piece of advice I could give anybody out there who's an entrepreneur or just in business or whatnot is business works really well and continues for a long time when both parties are happy. You know what I'm saying? If there's transparency and there's honesty, I mean, and a good businessman, like whenever I go buy a car, I'm not trying to get ripped off. And I tell them that straight out of the gate. Hey, I'll give you $500 over invoice. And, if we can do that, boom, I'll buy a car. If not, I'm gonna go to someone that'll do it. But I want them to get their $500. But at the same time, all I'm gonna be doing is signing papers for an hour and I'm done. I don't need you to show it to me. I don't need no one to test drive me. But it has to be. And I bought a lot of cars like that. And a lot of the dealerships that I bought cars from, I can still go in there and do that today. Because, you can't, I want it for less than what you paid. Business don't work like that. Like it has to be fair all the way around. And when you have, your business relationships and it's always fair, people trust you. They believe what your word is. They're more likely to try a new product based on, your character. So you keep going for the quick hustle. You don't build relationships like that. People don't trust you, and you're always looking for that home run. And that's just no way to live. And that's no way to conduct business.
100%. 100%. Hold on.
And not only that, I guarantee, like,
hang on.
Do you think Rich wants that to happen again? You think the next time that broad gets in the pool that he's not going to be worried if she's going to taint it again?
Oh, fuck.
Man, that's boo-boo.
Yeah, and that's what I would have told her. She's lucky. I would have just told her straight out.
Did you say that's boo-boo or was that? Oh, that okay. What does it sound?
Yeah, I don't know, man. So, I mean, even with her, she broke the trust. Like, if that was my house, I'd make her sign a waiver before she went in my pool again.
Yeah. Oh, man. Fucking. You know what? I guess there is some silver lining in this. At least she didn't take a shit in the pool.
Well, is that next?
Like,
She's pretty fucking comfortable, bro. She's pretty comfortable.
If they didn't tell her anything, she might have. Could you, dog? Speaking of fucking shit, I think I might have mentioned this on one of the last episodes because I was talking about the river, going to the river. Did I tell you about that? Like, I didn't.
Yeah.
I was like,
The float.
When the fuck? Where I said, when the fuck did I become so high maintenance? Did I tell you that?
Oh, when you about your float?
Yeah. Well, we fucking dog. Just like I was thinking about that, and I was just like, I used to have a good ass time at the river, and it reminded me when we were talking about shitting in the pool or whatever.
Right.
One time we were at the river and fucking a baby's diaper floated by us. Dog.
Oh,
That's fucking disgusting. And dog, we were like 20, and you're thinking like, oh, that's fucking gross, but you laugh and you keep doing your business, whatever, right? You keep fucking frolicking. Yeah, I am getting fucking old. You keep frolicking. But dog, if that would happen to me now, I would probably go and find that baby and slap his parents.
With the dirty diaper?
Yeah, I would have it all soaked and boom, just slap him with it. Oh, you know what it reminds me of? Fuck, Doug, I have too much shit in my fucking little. Here, this is what I would have done. Let me see. Fuck, man, I swear I'm not trying to bring the show to a halt, but I just have these stupid references going on in my head. Let me see. Stewie. Did you ever watch Family Guy back in the day or not?
No, I didn't watch Stewie and Family Guy.
You know what? I went in like 2007, 2008.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't really like I watched the show, but I would watch these like best of clips like on YouTube, right? Family Guy. And so I have so many little things in my head of fucking Family Guy, but just clips. Family Guy. What was the movie Bewitched?
I don't remember that one.
Okay, so there was in like 2008 or some shit, fucking Will Ferrell.
That's a hell of a lot less than
Will Ferrell made a remake to Bewitched, right?
Okay.
So let me see if I can share this shit with you. This is what I would have done to the fucking parents if it was today.
Hello? That's not funny.
He just jacked Will Ferrell's ass up.
He just like he was so pissed that he left the fucking movie theater and fucking flew all the way to Los Angeles. Went and bought a fucking ladder, jumped up on the ladder, rang his doorbell, and fucking just knocked him out. That's how I feel sometimes, Doug. That's how I feel about like fucking like some movies and shit. Like I told you about that fucking one I watched recently. You said it was okay, but I fucking hated it. That
Bodyguard's Wife?
Yeah, that shit. Fuck it. I felt like doing the same shit to Ryan Reynolds. I felt like driving to LA and just going, that shit was not funny. But
hey, I got a question for you, man. Rich is hung up on the fucking softies. The softy ice cream. Do you give a shit about softy ice cream?
You know what? I've never even heard about it. I've never even heard of it until fucking Rich. And you know what was funny is that I don't know with their, maybe it's because they grew up on it, right? But with their juvenile sense of humor that they have sometimes, I can't believe that they fucking were not just making fucking dick jokes left and right, because every time Rich would say softy, I would either make a comment in the chat or I would make a comment to myself and laugh, because that was like the fucking, to me, I just think boners when I hear softy.
Yeah, that just ring. Like, how many times did you let Sarah down?
You know, it's funny though, when we think about that, like you think about, did you ever watch Growing Pains back in the day or no?
Yeah, my favorite character was Boner.
Doug,
yeah.
How for the fuck did they get away with a character named
Boner? Was a savage. Mike Stabone.
Boner. How did they get away with naming a character Boner?
Because they didn't have Crocs back then, and we weren't fighting the pussification of America.
That, can you imagine though? Like, you're like, hey, my favorite character on Full House was fucking Cunt Lips.
Well, no, my other favorite character on Different Strokes was the Gooch.
The Gooch.
Yeah,
you know what? I wasn't a huge Different Strokes fan, so I don't remember the Gooch. Was that one of Arnold's friends?
No, he was the bully. He used to shake him down.
What was it? Willis that he would shake down, or Arnold?
Both. No, he would shake down Willis and Arnold. Wait, no. No, it was Arnold and Dudley. Remember the little homie Dudley?
Was Dudley the one that got diddled?
I think so. Yeah, I think they something happened
It
with
was one
Dudley,
of those
but
very special episodes that they
it was
had
very
back in the
special,
80s,
all right.
90s.
Especially back then. That was big time. But no, the Gooch was the bully at school, and he's to shake down Arnold and Dudley.
I don't remember that, but I do remember like the cousin Oliver from fucking
Oh, Oliver,
Brady
yeah.
Bunch.
Yeah,
Do you remember
yeah,
Brady
he was a little. He was a strange kid, bro.
Bunch?
Cousin Oliver was something else.
You know what? And you probably won't get this reference just because I
That
know
was
you
like a
didn't
young
watch
Pee
it.
Wee Herman is what that was. He was young Pee Wee, and he grew up in Oliver turned into Pee Wee.
Oliver reminded me of there was a kid on Even Stevens when I was younger named Beans, and it reminded that
Frijoles?
kid. Yeah, his name was Beans, and he reminded me of Oliver from the Brady Bunch, which I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just because he was like a little white kid with a stringy haircut. But
I got
anyway,
two homies named Bean, to be honest with you. One's a white dude and one's a Latino. But yeah, I got two homies and their name's Bean.
you know what's funny is that I have this fucking homie who's I'll call him give me a Mexican name.
Rogelio.
Rogelio. All right, we'll say Rogelio. So I have this homie, right, who's beaner as fuck, and his name's Rogelio, right?
Right.
So we'll say fucking whenever like my grandma or my mom or somebody is like cooking beans, I always say, hey, you're cooking some Rogelios.
Right.
Because he's a fucking beaner, right? And I can say that because I'm a fucking Mexican. But it fucking makes me laugh because even like to this date, and Doug, the first time I made that stupid joke was probably like 07. And to this day, I fucking I'm like, oh, you're cooking some Rogelios? Oh, cool. You know, it's just, but why is the white dude named Bean that you know?
You know, to be honest with you, I'm going to have to find out because I really don't know. What's crazy is I know about 4 different Chris Youngs, and his name is that's his name too. But for whatever reason, I got introduced to him from a couple of my homies, and they just called him Bean, bro, and that's Bean. I don't know.
Chris Young.
He's a little white dude, and he's a cool cat. You know, his name's Bean. And then
I know
the other Bean,
I don't know Chris, but I just know that Rich was a huge fan of his dad, Steve.
Yeah, he was. He fucking was jocking Steve, and he didn't even win that many Super Bowls.
You know what? We'll go into that talk right now. I interrupted your story though. What were you saying about Bean?
I don't know. I forgot, bro.
Oh, well, okay. On the Free Twitch Friday, they did talk about something that I never thought that I would be. I never thought that I would be cool or comfortable hearing the Washington football team.
Okay.
But Doug, when that shit first came out, it was like, this is the stupidest shit you've ever fucking. Yeah, okay, don't call them the Redskins, but come on, let's give them a different name. And now when I hear the Washington,
they should just call them potato skins.
Oh, Doug, when I hear the fucking Washington football team, it doesn't sound as bad to me now as it did when I first heard it. And that was one of the conversations they had on their Free Twitch Friday. So,
well, did you hear the rando news update today that the Indians changed their name? Cleveland is no longer the Indians. They are now the Cleveland Guardians.
Yeah, that was another conversation that Covino and Rich had on Friday's show.
That's crazy, man.
The Cleveland Guardians.
Yeah, no, but back to that softy shit, man. You really need a ice cream truck in your neighborhood serving you soft serve. Like, I don't want that shit. That's what Dairy Queen and
100%,
Sonic
100%.
is for, bro. My ice cream man, he better be bringing my strawberry shortcake, and he better be bringing my banana chocolate fudge superstar pop. You know what I mean? And maybe a missile pop, depending on what kind of mood I'm in.
Were you ever the kid that this was okay? And actually, I have a couple. Let me write a couple of things down real quick.
And speaking of softy, Rich, I got a question for you too, because me and old Tip Dog, and Tip Dog can vouch for me on this one. When we were 14, we used to smoke weed with the ice cream man, and we would drive around in his truck and blaze in our neighborhood while he drove around playing that music. So I don't know. Does Mr. Softy do that? Is he gonna let you ride along and get loaded while you're driving around slinging ice cream?
Doug, fucking that's a trip though. I didn't even know. Now that you're saying that, I didn't even know that's what it was. They drive around giving soft serve ice cream. That's fucking weird.
And you know what? Sometimes we've been accused of misrepresenting and twisting the words. So if I did, I apologize. But I can't imagine that you're gung-ho over a storefront called Mr. Softy. Like,
we definitely, were you ever the kid? We definitely didn't have that in town. I'd never even heard of it until Rich was talking about it. I'm guessing it's very East Coast because Covino never even broke his balls about it. And that's something that he would have, I'm sure, broke his balls about if it wasn't common. But were you ever the kid? This was never me. This was always like my cousin Ruben. Shout out to Ruben. Were you ever the kid that would get like the fucking
shout out Rubinsky? That's my girl's son.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, is he Jewish?
No.
Rubinsky?
Yeah.
Rubinsky Stein?
He's as vato as they come.
Oh, really? That's fucking funny.
He's not like Paul Rubens. He's not like Paul Rubens.
That the kid that's always walking around in the background before you're at the beach?
No, that's Ethan. He's here right now kicking it.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Well, no, were you ever the kid that would get like the Tweety Bird and that kind of like the Looney Tunes character ice creams?
You know what? No, I didn't. Not those per se, but once in a while they would get some sour, crazy, weird one with the fucking gumball in it or something stupid. And it depended on my mood. If I'd been chiefing that day, then I might get one of those. I'm wishy-washy, bro. It depends on, I'm impulsive, but my go-tos were the shortcake and the strawberry fudge chuck banana one. But I would always like switch one of them up and get something like the gumball.
No, see, for me, for the most part, I was more in your wheelhouse. Like I've maybe had a couple of those character ones, but for the most part, Doug, I was getting like an ice cream sandwich or like a fucking, like you said, those fucking shortcake ones or whatever.
Yeah.
To me, and I don't know, maybe it's just because I was a fucking fat kid, and my cousin Ruben was like Looney Tunes, and he was all into cartoons and shit. So he was like, "Fuck yeah, I'm gonna get the Looney Tunes ice cream." And to me, I was like, "Fuck this! If I'm gonna get me an ice cream." If I'm gonna fucking spend 50 cents or $1, I'm gonna get a fucking ice cream. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get something that doesn't. I'm not gonna eat it because it looks cool.
No,
I don't give a fuck if it looks like Sonic the Hedgehog.
No,
I'm gonna fuck it. I don't give two fucks how it looks. But if I know I'm gonna get me a strawberry shortcake or some fucking, or the ice cream that had like the hard fucking chocolate shell around it or whatever the fuck. I'm gonna give you one of those bad boys. I'm like, fuck yeah. So I was like, fuck your Looney Tunes characters. You guys can keep that shit. Not for me.
I was a little on the chubby side myself, so I'd always get two. And I would always do like a sweet, like kind of like my movie theater candy talk we had a while back. Yeah, I'd always get like one chocolate and like one like missile pop or something crazy. But man.
See, I was fat, but I was embarrassed. So even if I wanted to, I would have never done that in a million years. I would have been like, fuck that shit. Why? So fucking, people could be not even talking shit, but thinking shit. Fuck that shit.
Which what that ties into something else that had me going was about bagels they were talking about, and there's certain shit that you can't get. And I'm like, hey man, with all due respect, especially to Covino, because Covino's our dude. But to Rich, even Rich and Spot, you motherfuckers ain't looking hard enough. You are in Los Angeles. They have everything. Okay. Mm-hmm. Fail on you. They will have it somewhere the way you like it. I promise. You're not doing your homework. You're not researching. They got that shit. You are in LA, Los Angeles. All right. Only place bigger in the United States is New York. They have everything. Everything. You just got to look.
Do you, you know what? Let me change this real quick so I can see where we're at.
Everything. Because I've had some in Oakland. That same bagel they're talking about, I've been at a couple little bagel shops in Oakland where they put the real egg and the real bacon and the real sliced cheese, not the little Velveeta, in plastic. So you just got to look, man. You got to look. It's out there, whatever you want. You could probably buy a baby in LA. You know what I'm saying? You can get whatever you want out there. They got it. I promise.
Buy a baby.
I'm just saying, you can buy kidneys and hearts and they got shit. It's LA.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of fucking you could pry by a baby. Doug, nothing. I don't know why it fucking grinds my fucking goat and shit, but fucking there's some dude on the Carl page, or not on the Carl page. What is he in the in-show chat on fucking like Patreon. So this motherfucker, he'll write pry for probably every fucking time he uses like, oh, Rich was probably the fucking, head of his class, but he'll write pry. Rich was the Doug. To me,
I'm just surprised he can get his head in the class. Like, how do you get it through the door?
Doug, I don't know why that bothers me so much. Like, even hearing somebody say it isn't like that bad because I'm just like, yeah, whatever. but seeing it spelled out, I'm just like, are you that fucking like? And I don't know if he's doing it for like
Attention.
yeah, just to be funny or some shit. But every time I see it, I just want to fucking
punch him in the
strangle him.
face.
I want to go and fucking get a flight to wherever the fuck he is, climb up on my ladder, fucking knock him out, and just say that wasn't funny because I don't fucking see it, dog. It fucking bothers me.
Damn, I don't A, B, or C it.
Yeah. Hey, this is an A/B conversation, so you can see yourself out.
I got this dude yesterday. I do remember that one. I got this dude yesterday. We had a new employee at work, and he's like, "Hi, my name is Justin." I go, "Fucking last name time?"
Yeah.
It was a little corny. It was corny, but everyone started laughing.
Yeah. Hey, as long if you get fuck if it's corny or not, if you get that reaction, that's all that matters, you know?
Yeah, fuck. I don't care. I just want any attention, whether it's good or bad. But hey, yeah. Special announcement. So yeah, on the weekend of the 20th, we're gonna have a couple of guest appearances if you're down.
This is August, right?
Yeah, we'll be. We got to make sure we're going to somewhere that it's a kind of secluded area. So I got to see what the Wi-Fi is like there. But if they got good Wi-Fi that can support a Zoom stream, then yeah, Husky Nipple will make his appearance. You got Miguelito, he's gonna go, bro. And
did you say the week of the 20th?
Yeah.
So episode number 87 is what we're shooting for that.
Husky Nipple will be in the building. We got Sammy, he's hella cool. He works with me too. And we got Miguelito, bro. He just got promoted. So now he's on the machine. He was outside in the freezer. So now he's a cool homie too. We all got a 3-story pad at the beach. We all pitched in on it. We're gonna go hang out for the weekend.
Doug, I have a fucking a question. All right, so you said Husky Nipple, and this has never happened to me, but I'm just asking, have you ever had a chick with a hairy nipple?
I don't think so, bro, because I would have turned around and walked out, I think.
Like, you know how Covino says he has a spider
web wanted to braid it. I might have wanted to braid it or something and then leave, but no, that's
I wonder if anybody listening has ever been with a chick with like one stray nipple hair.
If you were a chick though, wouldn't you try to go get that thing laser fucking zapped and removed? Like you can't have that. Like I mean, there's just certain. I'm not saying to fucking do a transformation like Khloe Kardashian, but if you got a stray hair as a woman on your nipple, you got to do something about it.
Doug,
or own it. Maybe it's like the brow for Anthony Davis. Maybe she's like that chick with the hair on her nipple. I don't know, but
I just think about how like randomly I'll get like, I'm not a hairy dude like by any stretch of the imagination, but I just think of how like randomly I'll get like a fucking like a 12-inch hair on my fucking shoulder or something, right? I'll get fucking or like
you pull it, don't you?
Yeah, right. And I just think of like from what you go to sleep and you wake up and you fucking have a hair this long on your fucking shoulder. Where the fuck did that come out of? Right. And I just think of like, if a chick had that, like, say she didn't even notice, right? Say she went to work and she didn't have it. And then after work, she goes home and she showers up because she knows she's about to get busy. And within that time,
grew that day or what? It just sprouted?
Yeah, dog. That's how it happened. Hey, if I can go to bed with no fucking hair on my shoulder and I can wake up with the fucking hair on my shoulder, that's maybe 6 to 8 hours that shit fucking sprouted out. So I'm thinking a chick, right? Goes to work at 7 a.m. It's fucking now it's 7 p.m. She's home. She's showered. She's going to go get busy. She doesn't even know, dog. She takes off the bra. She doesn't know. And there's one fucking stray nipple hair right there.
Damn. You know what's crazy too, though, is like I know a couple of cats, and I know one that's an older dude, and I know a younger cat. Like he's young, he's like early 20s, and I'm just confused as shit, bro. I'll be honest, because both these motherfuckers are bald, okay, which is fine, because you know whatever they're putting in our food and vaccines and all this other bullshit and the 5G or whatever you want to believe in. Obviously, people are losing their hair quicker than shit, but how are they hairy as fuck everywhere else. Like it's coming up your neck, bro. It's coming up your neck. It wants to make it to your head. It's close. It's above your chain line, and it's creeping up the back of your neck. But somehow in your head, you ain't got no hair. But your fucking fingers are hairy. Your toes are hairy. You got fucking hair on the inside of your arms. Like I'm a hairy dude, bro. But I don't got hair on the inside of my arms. These fucking furry Fozzie Bear looking motherfucking Crime McGruff looking motherfuckers are hairy everywhere except for the head. And I'm confused. Help
you know
me,
what
dude.
though? That's science. I'm telling you, I just heard this week. It's so crazy that you fucking brought that up. Because this week I heard something about it's fucking there's something about, and I'm not saying it happens to everybody because again, there's fucking exceptions or whatever, but if there's something that has to go along with what the fuck was it called? I think Brian Callen mentioned it on another podcast that if you have, say you go bald, there's something in your genetics that gives you like a stronger, you're a dude, you go bald, there's something in your genetics that gives you a stronger like beard gene.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, definitely 100%.
So you mean I can finally one day grow the connectors from my stash to make a goatee if I go bald?
Yeah. You go bald, you're fucking dog. You're gonna have a full-on spot beard.
Can I get? I want a James Harden, bro. I just want it to have the curls and everything and look just like James Harden's on my body.
Yeah, no, there's actually something about that. I'm trying to see if I could find it. But yeah, or see the fact or whatever the fuck it is. But let me see. Google bald, but
got him.
Bald but beard, dog, is the fourth fucking search in Google. Milkman, let me see.
Hey, it's relocating, eh?
I think it is. Bald man with beards.
It's too hot on your head, so I'm gonna go and hide under your shirt and your back.
Let me see.
In the back of your arms.
I'll find the science about it and I'll see if I can input that in here.
And not only
somewhere.
that, think how wet they get when they sweat, bro. They're like a big old, like a wet dog.
You know what? Was it Savio Vega? There was somebody. Let me see if it was.
I don't know. It was Mama La Vega because that's no good.
No, it wasn't Savio Vega. There was a wrestler in the WWF back in the day that fucking dog. He was the hairiest motherfucker.
What's his name?
I don't remember.
What'd you say? Savio what?
Vega.
Is he related to Mama La Vega?
No.
Okay, just checking.
That, you know what's funny is as a kid, every time somebody's name was Vega or Vergara, you know, or Vargas or anything like that, anything that sounded remotely close to Verga, you know, or Verga, like you're supposed to say it, but
you gotta roll your R's. You gotta roll your R's.
I know my mom makes fun of me because like the name like Ruiz, right?
Yeah.
Where you hear I always say Ruiz, and my mom always laughs because she's like, that's like the way you hear like white people say it, you know, Ruiz, like Anthony Ruiz Jr., right? The boxer. And for me, I'm like, I don't know if it's just, I don't know. I'm like, I'm sorry, Mom, that I grew up in America.
Well, fuck, hey, that leads to a good question though. Like, is it cancel culture if you fucking roll the R's nowadays, and you're not Hispanic? Like, I don't know.
Are you talking about Top Jimmy saying jarritos, where he says jarritos?
No, I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but as far as we're going in cancel culture, you know, someone does. Just say it the white way if you're white. You know what I'm saying?
Jarritos.
Can I get a jarrito, please?
Yeah, jarritos.
Mandarin.
No, you know, sometimes though, honestly, like, because I can say it, obviously I can roll my R's. Like I was born being like, that's how I cried as a baby. I cried like Chewbacca. But that's something where that's something that I just like, to me, it sounds like a little weird. And I think that's why Rich breaks Top Jimmy's balls, because Jimmy will say, he'll be like, yeah, you know, I'm going to have me some tacos and I'm going to have jarritos, you know? And for me, if I'm like, I don't know, to me, rolling your R's when you're not rolling, when you're not, you know, you're just saying everything else like normally, sounds fucking weird to me. So
I
like
agree.
like I
Totally
said,
agree.
like if there's anything that sounds like I said like verga, right? Like if anything that sounds like verga, like to me, I'm not gonna just like, you know, esta noche Univision, you know, whatever. Like I'm not gonna fucking just go into a Mexican accent just on one word. So like I don't know. So like Savio Vega. But there was a dude.
I like Mama La Verga better.
Mama la verga.
We might
Like,
get some FCC complaints over that one.
yeah, like there was
What's
there was
what's your homie's name? Green Optimus. Close
oh
your
yeah,
ears,
yeah,
bro. Earmuffs.
for what, Mama la verga.
Yeah.
There was whenever you say that, it reminds me of George Lopez. There was a show, I mean a CD that he had back in the day that I think it was the Right Now, where he translates for people, and he was like,
Oh, he's trying to steal our shit.
what?
We're the after show, but later.
You know
Fuck
what?
that dude.
Covino actually made a comment about that, about it being but later, because like, oh, I'll be there. You know, I'm gonna go later. But there was something back in the day on George Lopez's intro to one of his CDs where he said he was gonna translate for people.
Let me translate. Quiero decir, gracias de venir a este pinche casa de pinche güeros, hijo de su chingada suerte, cabrones, pinche mamones. I want to thank you all for coming out tonight, and I appreciate your support. Pinche güeros, otros cabrones que se enlavan las nalgas, hijo de su chingada, y que se toman la agua, hijo de su... That I realize that there are problems within our communities, and I hope that one day, through patience and understanding of different lifestyles, that we can bridge the gaps that have so divided us as we've entered a new millennium of prosperity. Y si no, cabrones, que me mamen la verga.
That's what it reminds me of when you say Mama la verga.
Well, you gave a history lesson on the last episode about the VCR and the VHS tape. Can you explain to the listeners what a CD is?
A CD. Yeah, fuck, dog. I'm dating myself every episode. We're gonna have to cut out every time I say CD or something like that. I'm just gonna say
CD's
YouTube.
nuts. Remember when Covino and Rich used to say CD's nuts?
Doug, that's something I'm gonna I'll bag on my brother for half a second. And that's one of his favorite fucking jokes that he'll use till this day. Till this day, he'll use do you like tapes or CDs? And then he's like, CD's nuts.
I sound like I get along. He sounds like I could get along good with him. He's funny.
Really?
That's great. Give him a couple beers.
Dog, that to this day, and it's fucking funny because it's like the most predictable shit of all time. But the fact that he gets so much joy out of it makes me laugh. You know?
Yeah. Oh, that's fucking great.
Oh fuck, man. But let me see what I mean, we've already been going for a minute, but let's see if is there anything crazy you have as far as oh, you know what, since we are I ask you, dog, and then I interrupt before you even get a chance to talk. My bad.
That's all right. Go ahead, bro. Continue, please.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you, since we are a show of fairness, right? I'll say we're a very fair show. So as much as we bag on Rich, I definitely want to say something that annoys the fuck out of me from Covino. And this is funny because it's something stupid, but every time he does it, I want to reach through the fucking radio and be like, Covino, that's not it. And it bothers me as much as Pry in the text, where there's a song, probably Michael Jackson's weakest song of all time, called Childhood. Right? Have you heard that song?
No, but
it is the fucking weakest jam of all time. And I'm the biggest Michael Jackson fan ever, but this shit's weak as fuck off.
I'm a bigger fan of Michael Blackson, to be honest with you.
Let me see. And you know what? Actually, I blame some of my love for Michael Jackson on the Bee Gees, or I credit my love for Michael Jackson, you know, because that when Barry Gibb had that high-pitched falsetto, I think that like ingrained into me that that's cool. You know how like there's some shit that you know is not cool, but in your mind you can't get like dog. Like, do you remember those like ribbon tattoos that people used to get?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still think that's cool as fuck. Dog. I'm gonna get one before I die.
Barbed wire
But
too, or what?
not the barbed wire, because that was a little before my time, or yeah, it was like maybe my brother's generation with the tribal tattoos and the barbed wire. But dog, I want my name in Old English tattooed on me, and I want a fucking I want a ribbon with my last name in it as well. So
Please just don't get the Target symbol above your lower back.
No, what the fuck is that about, Doug?
Vizzy, the first hard seltzer.
Let me see. No, it would be worse if you got the Target symbol on your butthole. I think that would make it worse.
Or some chick got it on her cheek.
Okay, so check it out. Every time Covino is talking about like they say something about from our childhood, or from when we were kids, from our childhood, Covino will drop a little "Where is my childhood?" right? And it fucking bothers me so much because Michael Jackson says the lyrics are "Have you seen my childhood?" right? And fucking let's so I don't give a fuck. Okay, it's a weak ass song, but just every time Covino says it, and he's been doing it for fucking years, I'm telling you, because it's been bothering me for years, and I never had a platform to say how much it bothered me. But now, check it out. So tell me, can you hear my audio?
You see
Yes.
my childhood.
Yeah. What do you mean?
My childhood.
Bro, he never grew up. He saw the whole thing.
Well, that's actually, the song has like a decent message when you actually listen to it.
Well, bro, he never grew up. He lived at Netherland. Like, yeah, he sees his childhood when he looks out the window.
Dog,
what the fuck is he talking about?
Did you call it Netherland?
Well, I don't know. What the fuck's that place called?
It's called Neverland.
All right. Well, yeah, because I'm never gonna go to that shit. But
you called it Netherland, dog. You're so fucking G, dog. Sometimes I wish I was as G as you, because if I called it that, it would just be because I was trying to be fucking funny. But you called it Netherland because you're like, I don't give.
I'm sorry, bro.
This is how many fucks I don't give about Michael Jackson. I call it Netherland, dog.
Hey, bro, I'm not fruity and I'm not in the loop. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Oh, fucking Netherland. It's funny because I grew up very conservative, and so like, yeah, some of my shit kind of changed as I grew up, and I, formed my own opinions and shit. But it's funny because Luis grew up very non-conservative. So it's funny because like, I remember when we were like in high school, his mom would like come from fucking, the grocery store, and she'd have like a Playboy for Luis, and then she'd have like a new t-shirt.
Well, that's fucking sweet. That's nice.
That was something I always envied, because I was like, Doug,
did she let him smoke weed in his room when he was 14?
No, she did. But you know what though? Weed wasn't like, growing up, I don't know, weed wasn't like our shit. I think it's because we were fat asses. We would just fucking, I would kick it, like we would kick it, and I would like spend the night at Luis's house as like a kid, and fucking we would like order pizza and watch like music videos and shit. Like, I mean, we weren't really like bad kids,
I was sneaking out the window, bro. We were going to the school next door, drinking 40s at like 3 a.m, running. Cops show up because someone hits the silent alarm on the school door, and we're running. We were fucking.
Nah, see, we were kind of boring, dog. We weren't really like cool like that. Like I mean, yeah, we had moments, but for the most part, like we would do crazy shit every once in a while.
Yeah.
But for the most part, if it was just like a random weekend, I was just gonna be, chilling at Luis's pad, and fucking we were gonna be eating the $5 Little Caesars pizza, drinking Gatorades.
Yeah. You know what? I am old school. I think I'm old school from the game I was taught by the OGs when I was young. Like the game that I learned from as a youngster. I think I stick to that, because a lot of what's going on now, like people will sell their friends out, they'll sleep with their man or their lady. Like there's just no more.
Whoa, I've never slept with my man.
What about his lady?
He said they'll sleep with their man. I've never
Well,
had
no,
a
that's what
man.
I'm saying though. There's scandalous shit going on these days, and like there's just certain things that you do and you don't do, like as a good human being. Now, I'm still
Yeah.
up on game, and I still try to, change is inevitable, and we say that in retail, and I say that as far as life goes, because all those people that bitch about the way things used to be all got a smartphone in their pocket. So it's like, you're cool with some change, but not all of it. Like that, so like I accept change. I don't always change. You know what I'm saying? But I just try to keep it old school, try to keep it the way I was taught. And but I keep my ear to the street, man. I try to keep my ear, listen to what's cracking and what's going down and be relevant. You still got to be relevant too, though. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? This is something, as far as like, were you talking about changing and shit? You know, what's crazy? I heard somebody on a podcast recently. I'm not gonna
Or growth, right? Growth.
well, see, that's what
Change is inevitable, but you also have to grow
no, that's what I'm saying. I heard somebody recently
and
on a
show.
podcast. They
Be
were
a grower
talking
and a
about,
shower, bro. Grower and a shower.
you could be both.
Yeah, I
Some
am.
days, you're a grower, some days you're a shower, you know.
Some days you're both.
Well, I heard somebody on a podcast recently talk about how they use words like, it's crazy, man. It's just crazy because like so openly on a podcast, this dude sounded like a fucking douchebag because we were we weren't, I wasn't there, I was listening, but they were talking about words like retard or fag or shit like that, right? And honestly, like, retard's one that I'm trying to get out of my fucking vocabulary, right?
Out of your
Just
Webster's dictionary?
yeah, because I always say it like, or I don't say it as much as I used to, but I use it like we would say for something fucking stupid, right? Like, that's fucking retarded, right? And I know how bad it sounds, and so I'm trying my hardest to just get it out of my everyday vernacular, right?
Yeah.
Well, there, I heard somebody talk about, I think it was retard and fag, and they were saying how they they're like, oh yeah, I say it, but I don't mean it like that, I
It
don't
don't
mean it.
matter.
Exactly.
Because
And so
that's where I'm at, bro. Like I'm with them. I get it. I grew up in a time where it didn't mean what people make it mean now. But
mhm,
that's where you got to have your ear to the street and understand, motherfucker, it ain't about you or what you think. If you
mhm.
offend one motherfucker saying that shit, you were wrong.
Yeah, no, and see, and that's where for me, I mean, as me trying to grow and trying to as just like as
Show.
a person trying to be a better person, is that you're like, okay, you know what, this, it's not right, and like you
Mhm.
said, we grew up where we would call each other names and shit, but we didn't mean it like that,
Mm-mm.
right? But
No.
at the same time, it's fucking like, you're older now that you're older, you're fucking okay, you know what, that wasn't cool, it wasn't cool back then either, even though it was more accepted. So
Oh, it
you know
was more.
what,
And see, that's where I disagree. Bro, it was cool as fuck back then. But now, when you realize and you see, like, people, now that everyone has a platform to tell you, like, how they feel about it, I think back then people were scared to speak up too, because they didn't have all them social media platforms. So, like, even in my neighborhood, bro, the only word you couldn't say was the N word.
mhm,
Every other racial slur got hurled at each other from all races, bro. And it was not just one race doing it. Because we were a melting pot. We had everybody. I went to Marimani Elementary School, and there were Indians, and there were casino Indians, and there were white trash that looked like, they had sex with the brother and the sisters. I mean,
yeah,
there were vatos, there were brothers, everybody, bro. There was everybody. There was Lao, there was Chinese, there was Hmong, there was all of them, bro. So we would all just, it was a shit show. We would just talk shit, and every racial slur was you could do it. You just could not use the N word unless you were a brother to another. Well, the brothers could use it, but that's it. And so, like, even towards the Indians, from India, if you threw the word sand in front of it, you almost got a free pass. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't
yeah.
know, but now you have to realize that, okay, maybe then, you got away with that, but now it's just totally unacceptable.
Yeah, and it's funny because the what I found about that conversation was like, I didn't understand this dude's fucking hard on for wanting to keep saying it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because
it's
I'm
ego.
like,
It's ego, and it's not believing. Like, if you think maybe your intentions are pure, that the action. But the thing is, I learned a long time ago, the message is in the receiver. So it ain't how you intended the message to be delivered. It's how the person you told it to took it. And if they took it the wrong way, that is your responsibility as a speaker every time.
Yeah. No, and when I heard this, I was like, man, I was like, you know what? Because, you know, I think about that shit and I'm like, damn, I'm like, I told you, like, I've pretty much completely done away with a lot of words that we used to say growing up, right? But like the retard one is one that I catch myself sometimes saying it and I'm like, oh fuck, you know, I'm like, damn it, like I'll like slap myself, like, you're better than that, shut the fuck up, you know. And but when I heard this dude saying like, no, you know, we don't mean it like that, this and this, and I'm like, dog, what is this, 2003? Like, come on now. Like, yeah, we all know we didn't mean it like that. We all know if you had a gay friend, you weren't calling them a fucking fag, right? We all know that. We know if there was somebody with Down syndrome, you weren't saying, hey, you're fucking retarded. We all know that. That's fucked up. You would never do that, right? But still, why are you does that fucking thing mean so much to you that you're gonna hang on to it? And like you said, offend some fucking people being like, I don't know, dog. I just don't get it. Where you're gonna fucking like, I just feel like just growing. What's wrong with fucking growing a little bit, you know? And why hang on to that shit?
Well, and tell that whoever feels that way to pick up his phone or her phone and go on TMZ today. And the number one story on TMZ is Morgan Wallen. I meant to use the N-word playfully. It's ignorant and wrong. Look at the fallback. He's trying to say now, well, no one was there, so we don't know if that's true or not, or if that's just his excuse. But regardless of what his intention was when he used it, look at what happens today when you do it. And that's just a fact. And I don't care what your personal opinion is on that. That's probably what's going to happen, whether you agree that it should happen or not. So with that being said, why continue to be a douche? If you know it's going to cause an outcry and people are going to be offended and it's going to get talked about in a negative light, what's the point of continuing to do it anyways? Are you just that egotistical that you have to try to prove your point? Or are you that person that likes all attention, whether it's good or bad? I mean, makes no sense.
And you know what? And I'm not saying I'm a fucking saint, because there's words that I'm trying to.
Are you from New Orleans?
I'm trying to get. I'm not Baseline Trey. I'm not a Baseline Trey, but you know, like, there's words like, Doug, like tranny, right? Like, that's what it is. Like, Doug, like a transsexual, right? That's the actual word. And the shortened version was tranny, right? Well, like, that's one where I'm like, oh fuck, like, I'll catch myself, just like fucking like the word. I just
had about
like,
3 jokes I had to fucking delete from my memory as you said it. It's not right. It's
yeah,
not
but
right.
but you hear it and you're like, see, that's another thing, right? Is that if you're saying tranny, you don't mean it fucked up, you know, and that's a shortened version of the actual like medical term, right? Fucking transsexual, right? That's that's a real thing. Tranny is like a shortened version of that. But you know, if there's somebody that is transgender, you know that they're gonna get fucking offended if they hear you say tranny, right? So just fucking kind of try and take it out of your vocabulary. And then, you know what, it may take you a little while. I'm not saying it's gonna happen overnight, but you know, maybe fucking 10 years from now, when you know your kids are a little more grown and shit, then you know what, that's fucking not even in your vocabulary anymore.
I had to take a saying out of my vocabulary. Like, I can't even say you're trying to run drag anymore.
Run drag?
Yeah, you never heard that? You're trying to run drag, like you're trying to bullshit.
I never even heard. What the fuck does that even mean?
It just means you're trying to run drag on someone. You're trying to bullshit them. You're trying to get them. You're lying to them. You're lying out your ass. You're running drag. But ever since Bruce became Caitlyn, that saying became inappropriate.
Run drag.
Yeah.
Does it mean like you run drag queen?
No, it had nothing to do with that. It was like running drag. It's like you're full of shit. You're running your lips. You're running drag. You're talking too much. You're bullshitting.
That's why I'm saying. Does the drag part come from like drag queen? Because if you're drag,
you're dragging your words and you're not making sense.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. See, in my mind, I was thinking like a drag queen is fucking lying, right? They're not a chick. They're a dude dressing like a chick. They're a drag. They're a liar.
Right.
That's where I thought you got it. Okay, never mind.
Or good, 1 second. Or a good example would be a car salesman trying to bullshit you, or they're trying to a computer salesman back in the day when computers, you didn't just buy them at Best Buy, where you actually went to a shop and they built them. They're running drag. They're trying to bullshit you. They're giving you all the spiel, trying to get you this. They're running drag on you. That's what they used to call that.
Running drag.
Yeah.
I never heard that in my life.
But I had to delete that once Bruce started dressing in drag. I mean, it ain't cool to talk about running it no more. So we had to, now he's Caitlyn and you can't say running drag.
Running drag, Oucho. So much shit I'm learning today from El Cucuy. He always comes dropping knowledge and dropping bombs and dropping them fucking hitters. Dog. Every show, there's something I take. I'm gonna
thank you, sir.
I can't wait to tell somebody that they're fucking Oucho.
They're out your mind. You out your mind.
Like, dog, kick back, dog. You're fucking Oucho.
You out your mind. But yeah, wait. I want to see what Husky has. What kind of words he's got, bro? Husky nipple. I always like to hear the guests too, because I like to see their little personalities and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We have there's one thing I want to fucking end on. Because we have
the nipple dance is your chance to do the husk. maybe he'll do the nipple dance. He'll do the Husky nipple dance.
Hey, maybe I can't wait to see him in episode like what was it, like 87 or some shit I said? I don't remember.
Yeah, 88, 87.
But one of the things I don't know if you caught the conversation this week, but again, I don't know, dog. This is why
the stocks were Rich didn't want to say your name.
No, I'm sure that happened because fucking whatever, but there was no I don't know why I'm surprised, right, at this, because I've been listening too long to be surprised by this, but I still think it's very fucking peculiar how Rich, when Tommy was gonna come to LA, right? They said Tommy he was gonna come to LA this week, and turns out Covino said, hey, it's probably not a good idea, right? COVID cases are ramping back up. Let's just kick back for a while. But before that conversation happened and Tommy was going to come out, Rich was saying something about Tommy banging chicks in Covino's house on Melody's bed. Because Covino was like, he was like,
that new couch. Hey, that new couch looks way more comfortable.
Doug, well, okay, so Tommy's I guess what Tommy said was, yeah, if I come out there, I'm gonna have to get my own place, yo, or some shit, right?
Mm-hmm. That's how I used to travel when I was single.
Because he was like, how am I gonna come and like slay bitches at your house or some shit, right? Yeah. And then Covino was like, yeah, you're right. Like, I have a fucking woman and I have a daughter. What the fuck? You think you're gonna bring bitches over and fucking and just fuck? Like, are you crazy?
He's gonna wake up to moaning at 2 in the morning.
So Doug, so that was one where Covino was saying the conversation just like that, right? He didn't say dog as many times as I did, but he was saying that, and then Rich goes, why not? And I was like, why not? And then Covino goes, are you guys fucking listening to this dude? He was like, why not? And then Rich was like, yeah. And then Covino was like,
how about, hey, Rich, if you're listening, Rich, how about you let me do that at your house?
He'd be fine with it. Let
me go in your studio. Let me go in your studio, bro.
He's fucking Doug. And
I'll record it on your microphone.
Covino's all, why not?
And then when the purple-headed yogurt slinger comes out, I'll sling it all over your chair.
No. So get this. So then Rich says, yeah, well, I mean, because when Melody comes back, he was like, you're gonna change your sheets. That was Rich's big fucking thing. Like, what, you're making it such a big deal. All you got to do is change your sheets.
Bro, I had to check it out. Remember I told you at work how they got us a place for us to live?
Yeah.
these two guys share a room, and it comes to light, bro.
Whoa.
But they're homies. They're cool. I don't think it's like that. But anyways, I guess one of those dudes snores. So I come back, bro, and I go to my room.
I've been around drugs too much. I thought you said snorts.
No, they probably do that too. Who knows? But and I ain't even mad at them if they do. However, I come back, bro, and there was cut off jeans with a belt through them on my bed. So come to find out, because I'm only there 1 out of 7 days a week, one of these dudes was sleeping in my bed because his other homie snores. So when I'm not there, he took it upon himself to go in my room and sleep in my bed.
Oh, dog, I feel like that's disrespectful.
Well, yeah. I'm like, did you want to use my toothbrush?
Yeah.
I mean, fuck, if my car was parked outside for a week, would it be cool to just start driving my shit? So no, bro, I just, even with that, I ain't went back since. Once I found out that he was sleeping on my bed, I ain't went back because I don't know what he's doing, bro. If he's fucking doing the jerk or he's watching his tubes or, bro, get out of my bed. So no, I don't think it's cool. Tommy he's luckily be sleeping in her bed, let alone bringing chicks to it.
Yeah.
That's gross.
No, that's Doug, that's something where I was like, I don't know why after all this time, Rich Davis still surprises me. Because, Doug, to me, I was thinking, how the fuck? And I don't know, maybe we're the minority. If you're fucking listening to this shit and fucking leave it in the comments, fucking tweet at us or whatever, AfterShowBL, wherever, let us know. Are we fucking crazy to think that Rich is nuts?
As grown men. Now I'm talking like if you're over 30. Don't get me wrong. You're living in a fraternity or you got roommates or there's certain situations obviously that are excluded from this conversation. But not your little brother coming from out of town knocking boots on your daughter's bed. I mean, that's what we're focusing on. This conversation right here, not other circumstances.
Yeah. No, that's crazy. To me, it tripped me out that and I don't know, Doug, part of what made that conversation was Covino's reaction, because that's okay. I said, so I've been listening for a good number of years and I'm asking you, why am I still surprised? I think that's what made the conversation to me, is that Covino was still surprised as fucking.
He's a nasty little man, though. Like he says he's bared all of his shit, like losing his virginity to his couch and all that. But he's nastier than he leads on. I'll just tell you that. I know it. And I would not want to see his porn search history.
Yeah.
Because it's going to go deeper than step siblings. That he's diving in. I wouldn't be surprised if he's looking for porn on the dark web. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Hey, you know what's crazy? And this is not Rich Davis whatsoever, but you know what's crazy is that on like these porn
dark
websites,
web Davis, what dark web Dickie.
No, you know what's crazy about these fucking porn sites, and I know they have to like legally keep their self fucking in the clear, but isn't it crazy that like when it shows categories and it shows like it'll say, oh, fucking stepmom or fucking pee and shit or whatever the fucking categories are, and then it'll say teen, and then in parentheses next to it it'll say 18 plus, right? And I know that that's from a business standpoint that makes sense, because you're like, yeah, no shit, we're keeping ourselves in the clear, right? But I thought about it, how many fucking I think the reason why they had to put 18 plus, because how many fucking creeps out there are like teen? Oh, like you know what I'm saying? Like it's fucking crazy to think that I think part of the reason they have to put 18 plus is because of the fucking weirdos out there. So it's a trip to me that there would be dudes that
I never did that, bro. Even when I was before I recovered from an Alcoholics Anonymous, I never did that because number one, they're super immature. If you've raised kids that, obviously you've raised girls that were 18, 17, 16, 22, like even the shit we're talking about, like we talked about earlier, like you grow up and there's certain things now that we just don't do because maturity sets in. Like that doesn't set in until at least 25, usually at least 30, and then even a little more as you start to age after that. So like people that are like 18, 19, 20, like they're not all the way right. Like, I don't think like them. I'm not like that, you know? And
Yeah.
anyways, before I recovered, I never went there, bro, because I didn't want someone to pull something sneaky and maybe they weren't like what it says. And now you're watching something that can get you in trouble. It just wasn't worth it. You know what I'm saying? So for like me, I was like, nah, I'm not into none of that bullshit. That's how you end up on TV.
No, I've been fortunate because I've had a lot of work studies and
Like the cookie?
I don't know if, yeah.
Okay.
And not fortunate.
Oh, okay. Fortunate cookie.
Fortunate cookie. I don't, Doug, I want to see your 23andMe because Doug, I don't, you say you're Italian, dog, but I think you're fucking Mexican.
Honorary, I'm honorary Vato.
Doug, you hear fortunate and you're like the cookie. I'm like, Doug, they're not fortunate cookies.
What did it say? Hey, did you eat the cookie first or read the thing?
Oh, let me see. Hold on, I gotta show you something real quick. Sorry. The fortune. God, you're a fucking idiot. Okay, so look at this shit, dog. I got me a fortunate cookie little fucking shit right here.
Yeah. Read it to us. Oh.
What does it say? A challenging and fascinating project is in your future.
You know what my last one said?
What?
Rich Davis is a chooch.
A chooch? What the fuck is a chooch?
I don't know. It's what Vinny and Pauly D call each other on fucking Jersey Shore.
Is that like recent?
Yeah, they call themselves. I saw the other one the other day, and they had like, you know, the do not disturb signs that you put on like a hotel. Well, they were recording in a hotel, and Vinny's just said chooch on it.
Chooch?
Yeah,
a chooch. Doug, I hear, and maybe I'm fucking ghetto, but I hear chooch and I'm thinking choo choo train.
He might be. You never know. He did do the fucking men's fucking thing, whatever what's that thing called? Chippendales. And he is the Torpedo Guido, Vinny.
Let me see.
You don't watch the Jersey Shore or no?
I haven't watched Jersey Shore since like 2009.
Oh, I still watch that shit.
No, I don't have anything against it. And if I watched it, I'm sure I would dig it. I just haven't fucking, I don't have cable. Like I have, I'm sure I could watch it through like the MTV app.
Yeah.
Or, you know,
they tied in wrestling, bro. I guess Jay Wow's.
I lied. I do have cable. I don't have cable, but I have the fucking cable app or whatever. You know, like I have like the app where you can actually like watch cable.
Yeah.
So I don't, but I just don't. To me, it's fucking like.
Oh, it was great. Now this last episode, bro, tied in wrestling because Jay Wow's new boyfriend, he's like an amateur wrestler, and fucking they all got in a wrestling ring, and fucking Mike and Situation had a face off from season 2. Vinny was a Torpedo Keto Guido. Hey, it was great, bro. Oh yeah, I still watch it.
Doug, that's why.
Lame, but what do you do?
You know what? I need a fucking. We do need to wrap this shit up, but
yes,
we
do Trojan style, Dollar Tree version style.
That's why I could never be a fucking professional wrestler. As much as growing up, I wanted to be. Doug, you would not catch me dead in a fucking in somebody's like basement or fucking warehouse wrestling for fucking 8 people, you know, doing this stupid shit. Like, to me, that just sounds like the fucking, like, you hear these wrestlers talk about like back in the day, you know, we wrestled for 6 people and we made $22 a day, you know, doing it. And
they got jacked up too.
For real, I'm just like, fuck that shit. I am not gonna be flying through a table for $20. Fuck
no, because even the Jersey Shore cats, they were all the next day, they were all sore and fucking hurting and shit. And that's how you know that they're getting old, because the next day they were hurting. It was not an easy deal for them. So, you know, you could tell they were getting old. It was sad to see them age like that. But
one real quick before we go, there's you want to hear how fucking baller Vince McMahon is? So those of you that don't know Vince McMahon, the owner of the WWF, I refuse to call it that.
And I just sent you something. I want you to. It was the one time I wrestled. I had a soul in my hand, so I want to see if you can share the screen, bro. I had a moment where I was a wrestler too. I was wrestling, bro. I was wrestling in my fucking beard that day.
Oh fuck, Doug, we have to go, and I have so much shit that's so funny.
I know. I'm gonna do like a 1-minute rundown of the shit that I want to talk about that we didn't get, but we don't have to talk about it. I just want to give some love to the fellas.
I'll share this next episode because I can't do it right now. But Fuck. Oh yeah, I wanted to tell you real quick how baller Vince McMahon is. Doug, I have the Peacock app, right? On my TV or whatever. So you pay like $12 a month and you get Peacock or $10 a month or some shit. Well, they have one of the categories now is WWE.
And you know what? They need to think about changing their name too, because if the Indians are changed to the Guardians, I don't think about P and cock in the same word as should be appropriate. I'm just saying. Sorry to interrupt.
You're fucking dumb. But okay. So on the Peacock app, they have a little tab that says WWE, right? Should say WWF. But anyway, you click on that shit and it's the WWF network, right? Or WWE network, right? Doug, fucking Vince McMahon rented the WWE network to Peacock for, I think it was like $1 billion. Rented it to them.
Damn.
So Peacock can use the fucking WWE network, right? But he rented it to them for like 5 years or some shit.
For $1 billion?
Over $1 billion. It might be multiple billions, but at least $1 billion to rent it to them. How fucking baller is that, dog?
Well, he better, because I don't know how he's the only organization of my time that got his name jacked. Like, how did that shit go down, bro? How did he turn into the WWE, like one letter less after the F? Doesn't F come after E in the alphabet? How'd you go from the World Wrestling Federation to the World Wrestling, what is it now? Experience? Oh.
Do you know how they got fucking jacked or whatever?
No, I know it was something with the World Women's Funding or Hunger Feeding, or I don't know, bro. But whoever did that pulled it.
It's the World Wildlife Foundation.
Well, that's the coldest fucking theft in history, because they were already established and they got jacked for their name. Vince McMahon, out of all the good stuff he's done, he gets 2 Cucuy thumbs down for that.
Yeah, agreed. But
yeah,
let's
get
I got
a couple things. Yeah. Tudmaster Challenge. I'll give update on the Tudmaster Challenge on the next episode. They were talking about Bezos going to space, and there was a meme that he could end world hunger. And we should. That's a good one to get into, because I think I got a strong opinion about all that. Rich was talking about Rich was talking about the stock that he invested in that held him hostage because he was upside down. I want to get your thoughts on that.
Ooh, and then on that.
And then the bad dreams continue when you go back to sleep. Like, I smoke weed, homie. I don't even dream. So what are you guys doing that makes you fucking like they pick up like a video on pause? Like, I don't know, man. I don't have that.
Those, but Doug, I'm one of the rare people that
Sophia Beverly or what?
No, Doug, I enjoy.
That's all Spot ever seems to dream about.
I enjoy shitty dreams. Like if it's like a scary type of dream, or Doug, and if I ever wake up and I'm like, fuck, man, that shit was intense, and then I fall back asleep and I go right into it, that I fucking dig it. There's something, I don't know, there's something weird about me where I dig that kind of shit.
I'm just not Martin Luther King, bro. I don't know if I've ever had a dream.
You know what? And yeah, but I definitely want to get into that, because I have plenty of thoughts on that. So we'll talk about all that shit next week. And we just gotta, again, thank everybody for everything. If you are digging the show and you're new, please do us a favor. Whatever platform you listen on, Spotify, iTunes, whatever, please go and give us a review. That's gonna help us out, and more people are gonna hear it. More people are going to fucking get it, and then we'll be able to put out more content and shit, as time goes on. So if you can give us a review on Spotify, Apple, Google, whatever the fuck you listen to us on, that would be very much appreciated. If you need to get at us, AfterShowBL across all social media, or 928-235-5285 to text us, or call us and leave us a voice message, and we'll play it on the air. Maybe you
can cuss us out and we'll play it on the air. We might cuss you out back, but you get some airplay.
Yeah. So if you want to do any of that,
and you get to look at my 2 middle fingernails.
Dog, it would have been funny if you would have done that and they would have been like pink. I'm like, what the fuck? All this time, Doug, we're talking about you being old school and you paint your nails.
What if I would have had Rich Davis doo-doo caca finger on both of them?
Well, do you have anything, El Cucuy? I know we got to bounce. So anything before we bounce?
No, just a couple shout outs. Husky Nipple, Miguelito, Kevin, Sam, B Riles, Tip Dog, just all the normal homies, Funky Monkeys, Baseline Trey, shout out Covino family.
Fuck, Doug, I can't
Latino
believe I almost forgot this shout out. I have 2 shout outs, dog. July, I don't know if this comes out Saturday or Sunday, but if it comes out Saturday, July 24th, happy birthday to Luis and to Spot.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Spot and Luis.
They have the same birthday. And dog, that's something that years ago, must have been like 5 years ago, I would like text them and be like, hey, it's Luis's birthday. But since it was Spot's birthday, they would always be like doing a big old deal. But if I'm not mistaken, it's like 3 other Carl's birthdays tomorrow as well, or the 24th. So yeah, shout out to Luis, shout out to Spot. Happy birthday to both of you. One of them,
shout out Soupy.
Soupy, not his birthday, but hey, shout out.
Mike Durbin.
Oh, you know what? Actually, Mike Durbin has a new episode with Vince Russo. If you guys were ever WCW
I heard
fans,
about that. I think I seen that.
Did you see he did the top, I think, 5 Paul McCartney and Wings songs?
Did he have Mike 525 guest appear?
No, he didn't, but it was still a great episode. So you guys need to check it out. The Mike Durbin show, the Mike Durband show, if you're looking for it. So shout out to him. Great dude, great supporter. With
Big Steve. Hey, yo, hey, Tommy.
Shout out to the entire Covino family, to Steve, Big Steve, little baby Steve, fucking Don, Grace,
Hog off champion Steve,
Tommy, everybody. So just shout out to all the Covinos.
Little League home run champion Steve.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. All the love we get from the Covino family. And shout out to Rich and Spot and Sarah and everybody.
And a reference to the Golden Boy Steve of Maxim Radio, Covino and Rich, the Golden Boy Steve. Shout out him.
Well, shout out everybody. Episode number 83. After show, but later. D, El Cucuy, Baseline Trey. Should we get this shit started, or should we get this shit ended, El Cucuy?
Yeah, let's do it. Baseline Trey.
Baseline Trey. Oh shit! I clicked on Big Steve.
Hold on, I think there's. You know what? I think I had something for us.
What is it?
On the road to the riches.
What is it?
I don't know. Fuck, whatever. Cut that part out.
All right. After show, but later. I probably won't cut it out just because I'm like, we'll see. Anyway, after show, but later, episode number 83.
Hey, remember when the jokes fell flat with Derek Poundstone?
Yeah.
That was when technology fell flat with El Cucuy.
And it seems to happen to us, but it's all good. We'll get it fucking taken care of. After show, but later, episode number 83. Make sure you check out our appearance on That's Wild podcast. Shout out to Mike Durbin, to fucking Soupy, to everybody with their fucking other podcasts that we dig.
And if we forgot anybody, if we forgot anybody, call us out so we can shout you out next week, because we'll shout out anybody that supports
Ramos, another listener. Shout out to all the people that have just joined us on fucking YouTube as far as like our subscribers. So we have some new subscribers as well. I know I keep saying we're gonna end this, but you know,
shout out Richie Rich.
Rex Toltec is one of our new subscribers. Mr. 2 Minute Warning is another subscriber on YouTube.
I like that name.
John Bingham, another YouTube fucking subscriber. So shout out to everybody, man. We just appreciate.
Shout out to Wessel Conquesos, my fantasy football team, Wessel Conquesos.
Oh, speaking of which, I need to fucking work on mine, because I'm for the first year ever, I'm going to be doing fantasy football. But anyway, we'll get into that next.
And I'm still waiting for that, bro. I was waiting, and never came through.
Next episode.
The invite.
Next episode number 84. Right now, episode number 83, El Cucuy, D, Baseline Trey. Let's get this shit out of here, or we're never leaving.
Later.
On the road to the riches, cause it's all about the paper. Now buckle up your seats and prepare for the journey. Let the music ease your soul, grab a spliff and start burning. Relax with us and take a trip to the heavens, and come and spend a day in the 757.
757.